Hi guys, I'm KRose, and today we're talking all things stress. So, I don't know about you, but I feel a lot of stress. As a small business owner and as someone in my 20s, I have dealt with stress ever since high school, and I didn't really ever know how to tackle it. And I used to always tell my friends, I'm so busy. And I realized that I was teaching myself to be stressed and be busy. So I'm going to give you my top 8 tips for dealing with stress. But of course, I'd love to know how you deal with stress. So make sure you leave them in the comments. So my number 1 tip to deal with stress is I have Stress Away from Young Living. And it's a blend that I diffuse in my house during work hours. I have a roll-on that I keep in the car. Yesterday I put it on probably 3 or 4 times, and I just make sure that I keep it at all times. So the oils, the essential oils, are really great for when I am trying to keep my stress levels down, which is really important. Number 2 is I brain dump. So my brain gets extremely cluttered, and I'm thinking about 1,000 things at once. And once a week on Sundays, I brain dump for the whole entire week. I think about everything that needs to be done in my personal life, in business, what the KRose team needs to be doing that week, any upcoming deadlines, any bills that need paid. It's really important that I get that all down on paper. But I also brain dump every single morning. So as I wake up, anything that kept me up over the night, or I woke up thinking about, or even dreamed about, I make sure that I write in that brain dump. So I strongly encourage you to do that as well. Number 3 is I don't have any notifications turned on my phone. So I don't get buzzes when someone texts me or when someone emails me, or most of the time even when someone calls me. What I found is every time that phone rings, we get this sense of energy, and it can stress us out. We feel like we have to check that Facebook notification right now or respond to that Facebook message, and it wasn't helping my anxiety levels or my stress levels. So there's no notifications turned on my phone. When I sit down to check my text messages, I'll be sure to get back to you. The next is I use the 1-1-1 rule on my phone. I turn my phone off for 1 hour a day, 1 day a week, and 1 week a year. So I really encourage you to detach your life from our phone. I know that my phone causes a lot of stress, whether it be I have thousands of emails or I have lots of Facebook messages, but I a lot of times feel like I have to respond back to people right away, and I don't. There is few things that are very urgent that need a response right away, and if it's affecting my stress level, then I realize that it's probably not that important and I need to take a step back and I can respond the next day. The next is this square that I love to use. So it says high priority and low priority, high importance and low importance, and we'll put a picture up here for you guys. But how I decrease my stress level is, as a type A personality and 8 on the Enneagram, I like everything in the high priority, high importance. So I'm always feeling like everything has to be done right now. But in true reality, that's not the case. And so I need to make sure that I am, 1, communicating with the KRose team when things need to be moved out of there or moved in there. And also I need to tell myself, is laundry high importance and high priority? If it's not, I need to put it in a different square and be okay with letting it wait or changing around the due date. And so that has been a great reminder for myself. I constantly think, as a task comes up, an email comes up, a Facebook message, where does this fit in and where should it be? Is it high importance, low importance, high priority, low priority? The next is self-talk. So I really think that sometimes we can lead ourselves to be stressed by telling ourselves we're stressed. And if we tell ourselves that we are relaxed and we're enjoying what we're doing and we're getting a lot accomplished, I think that we can really change how we feel about ourselves. But if we're constantly telling people we're feeling stressed and telling people we're busy and saying, man, I'm so stressed today, I think inside we just fuel that fire and you're going to feel more and more stressed. My tip number 7 is that I fuel my body correctly. So I am on a pretty strict keto diet, and so I am avoiding sugars and most carbs. I do this for multiple reasons why, But also I make sure to drink about 100 ounces of water every day, and I take a lot of multivitamins and vitamin D, which I found to be really helpful because I am low on vitamin D, and I'm constantly fueling my body. The other thing is I listen. If I am thirsty, I know that I'm behind on water, or if I start to get a headache, I know that I haven't eaten enough protein, and so I really am listening and fueling my body. My last tip is tracking. So I track. I can tell when the anxiety and the stress level rises in my body, and I keep track in a journal. What caused that? Was it money? Was it an argument with a family member? Was it that I hadn't eaten that day, that I hadn't drank enough water? So I track some of those reactions so that I can next time avoid that situation. I track my sleep, I track water, I track food, and I track emotion, and then I can know what's really causing me to be stressed out. And next time, as I start to feel stressed, I know what was the trigger and I can avoid it. So I hope that was helpful. Again, I'd love to know how you deal with stress. Maybe you can pick up a few of my tips and I can steal some of yours.